I needed to take a cup of coffee for this one, and I've already made the video a few times and had to redo it because there's something that's always stopping me from trying to get this out. So maybe there's something in that. Last night's dreams were nuts. And I think the one that matters the most, the one that I remember the most details from, may be the one that they're trying to stop me from saying. So this could be kind of interesting. We'll see how this goes. And I'm getting itchy again. And if you know me at all, you know what that means. I had a dream about aliens. Now, I don't really think so long and hard about aliens. I don't focus on that. That's not something that I dwell on. I just don't. My oldest child, for the longest time, has tried to convince me that we live in a simulation. Now, mind you, she is a very brilliant, video game designer, and has always looked at reality in this way of we are actually just living in a simulation, and that our life source is coming into this world to experience the video game, to play the video game, to live in the simulation. And she's also a very talented intuitive as well. She just has different things that present differently than I do. So, oh my God, my ear is itchy now. I'm telling you, this is just, I'm not going to stop this time. I'm going to keep going. So anyways, back to the simulation thing. Last night, my dream was that we were in a simulation. My dream was that we are aliens, and not aliens the way that, you want to picture them as, like Close Encounters kind of thing. But we as our life source and our life force as our most pure light, spiritual being, whatever it is that you really want to consider it. We do, no, do know this. I know that we come down here to experience things. I absolutely already believe that. But in this dream last night, it was set up in a way that it was almost like a virtual reality kind of thing where our entire life here on Earth is an experience like a VR headset. And we're here in a lot of ways because the Earth experience used to exist on a solid plane and it doesn't anymore. And what we are living now is a duplicated virtual reality of a past world that they are coming down here to experience. So think of it this way. Think of it as like going on vacation, like that series that was about the Wild West. And you could go and dress up as the Wild West and participate in the Wild West. And they had all these robots that you interacted with, and you could play out scenes and lifetimes and things like that. Very similar to that, where this existence that we're living in right now used to be. It was a long time ago, and they had to duplicate that experience for our evolved alien source type light people, which is how I kind of saw them. It was really just figures, beautiful light figures, gorgeous, like crazy. But they were coming into this like we would a virtual reality or like a Wild West interactive type thing to live and experience and play out lessons here. And some of it is to learn from it so that future mistakes aren't made the same way that they were in the past. So think about that. What if our current exists, and this would explain why it's not really past lives. It would explain that they're simultaneous lives. It's not that you're living in a past life or you're, oh yeah, I'm a past life experience. No, it's an experience you've had in a past life. It's a current simultaneous experience, but it's set in that past time frame. It's like you just dialed to a different time frame and you can live in a different life on a different time frame. So when this body and this human existence is resting, i.e. sleeping, you can be living in another time frame exactly at the same time, even if it's like when you're sleeping at night, because it's just this body needs to recharge. So you go and you play in another body. And this is very similar to a lot of what I've always thought and a lot of what I've always believed. But the dream that I had last night was so intense and so incredible that I laid in bed thinking about it and how it made such perfect sense to me. And I wanted to share it, and I really needed to have 2 cups of coffee in order to be able to, explain this to you in a way that wasn't going to confuse the crap out of you, because it's hard. It's a very, very big concept. But if you really think about like our life source, and I know there's so many people who have so many opinions and words and ideas. Oh, the soul. Oh, the light source. Oh, coming from God. Oh, it's all the same thing, people. It's all the same thing. Call it whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. But when you think about that, and if we are kind of like the world, the wild, wild west world, and our avatar needs to rest at night. And the reason why we can hear, many of us mediums, we hear from other people and we hear messages, is because we're only kind of tapped into this temporarily, and there are still sources on the other side that are just constantly talking to us. We're all connected. So, yeah, so that was a kind of an intense thing. And then the rest of the dreams that I had for the rest of the night, that was actually the first half of the night. So for me to have that vivid of a memory from the first half of the night is kind of, I can't explain to you how my dream cycles work. I actually track them on my watch. That was a deep sleep dream cycle. That is when most people do not dream. That's when I dreamt last night, that first series. And then the rest of the dreams, they were regular, active dreaming and REM dream. And, so anyways, I could just keep talking, but I just wanted to share that with you because it's something very serious to think about. Like, and then when you think about that, and it's already yes, free will comes into, these video games, and you've got all these tasks that you have to hit. And it's like these live online meet up with your friends kind of video games where you still get to decide what you want to do, but there is still tasks that you need to hit and milestones you need to do. When you go and you play Fortnite with everybody all at the same time, you start at the beginning. There's always an end. What you do in the middle is free will, but how you interact with the rest of the game is kind of how the game goes for you and for everybody else. It's a simple concept. It's very simple. What if that's what our entire lives are like? And when we die, it's just our avatar. Our avatar has checked out, and our light source goes back to be with the rest of our loving soul source. And that's why they're never really gone, because this is just temporary. They're just coming down here to experience, to learn, to stop, and to live. How about that?